Okay, in this brief video, we're going to talk about delta. Delta is a letter of the Greek alphabet. We get an uppercase delta that looks like a triangle, and we have a lowercase delta, which looks like a written letter S. And really, all it means is it's just a symbol to say, how much did something change? An example we can use is how much did the time change, or the distance, or the temperature? Simple formula, you just subtract one from the other. Typically, you take the end time, written here as T2, and subtract the first time, which is T1. Or maybe it's the TF, which is the final time, subtract TI, the first time. Okay, so here we have a practice sample question. Something starts at 2.1 seconds and ends at 7.4 seconds. So I'm going to write down that my T1 is 2.1 seconds. Or I could have said that that was my initial time is 2.1 seconds. And my second time, T2, is 7.4 seconds. Once again, you could also call it TF, my final time of 7.4 seconds. So if I wanted to know what my delta T is, I'm just going to take 7.4 seconds, subtract 2.1 seconds, delta T equals 5.3 seconds. Here's one where we're going to heat up some water on a stove, and I'm going to see that T, I'm going to use big T for temperature. My initial temperature, or my first temperature, is 20 degrees Celsius, and my second temperature, or my final temperature, is 35 degrees Celsius. So what is my change in temperature? Well, my change in temperature is my second temperature. Subtract my first temperature. So once again, that's 35 degrees Celsius, subtract 20 degrees Celsius, and delta T would be 15 degrees Celsius. Here's a second question. I've got a football player starting at the 32-yard line. So that's either a distance or a displacement. I'll say the first one is 32 yards. And the second displacement, or the final position, is the 15-yard line. Okay. Our delta D, or change in distance, would be 15 yards. Take away 32 yards. And what you'll see is that this comes out to be a negative 17 yards. What does that negative imply? That just tells us the direction. Maybe the player is getting closer to scoring their big first touchdown. Here's a cooking question. So I've got my first time. Time 1 is 4:15 p.m. Time 2 is 4:29 p.m. And I want to know, how long did I cook my cookies for? Well, I'm going to take my T2, take away my T1. So it's 4:29, subtract 4:15. And you'll see that the answer here is 0.429. The cookies were in the oven for 0.14 hours, which is equivalent of 14 minutes of cooking time.